In some of my earliest videos, I discussed why Hytale has the potential to be a completely unique and separate experience from Minecraft, why it was unhealthy to see it as competition or even a replacement. And actually, as we get closer to the game's launch, I'm seeing more and more comments with users realizing that the two are actually worlds apart. Welcome back to Kweebec Corner. My name is Connor, and today, on the Hytale Development Circle, we're going to cover 30 feature differences between Hytale and Minecraft. This video is sponsored by Server Pro. Server Pro has everything you need to host the next big Hytale server. With support for modding and scripting, why not start your adventure today and grab a free Minecraft server which you can swap over once Hytale is launched. With the Hypixel team stemming from the Minecraft community, it was obvious that the two were going to be compared. The crew are building a block game after all, and with all genres, there are trends and guidelines to follow and molds to break. But as Noxy said in the Edge article, the word Minecraft killer is a term we reject the most. When we saw people going out of their way to use it as some sort of platform for attack, we were like, hey, please don't call us that. They do a really good job and we're thankful for effectively the opportunity. And what we don't really want is, despite being a Minecraft challenger, for people to think that we're building Minecraft too. And of course, as players, we aren't looking to play Minecraft again, and the team wouldn't have skewed from their server work, invest years of time and money only to create a carbon copy of a game released a decade ago. That being said, I wanted to explain to those out there that are still not convinced, or those who just need a refresher, what the differences are between certain systems within the games, ones we know so far at least. Remembering always that while some features may appear more fleshed out in Hytale, that Minecraft will always be its own original experience. Let's start with optimization. Optimization is a game development term that refers to the process of essentially improving your game's code in order to make it run better, to generally improve the performance. The key to good optimization is doing this without causing required resources to increase. Minecraft could be considered quite poor or suboptimal in this category. Mostly the Java version found difficulty remaining stable with low-end PCs, suffering from frame rate drops, memory issues, connection loss, and lagged regularly. The Bedrock Console Edition is a little better overall performance-wise, to be fair, and one of the most popular mods for Minecraft is Optifine, which essentially seeks to do all it can with the game's limited code and modding capabilities to make lighting, rendering, and all-round performance that much smoother. Hytale promises that optimization will be fundamental. They know that not everyone has a £1,000 computer, and they know that they need to market themselves to the widest audience they can. We've already seen just what's possible in the game with lighting showcases, dynamic shadows, and even extremely large render distances. Number 2. Crafting recipes. Minecraft is famous for its many crafting recipes. A few years back, people may have prided themselves on knowing them all, but as more and more have been added, the list eventually becomes quite cluttered. Before recipes were added into the vanilla game, the wiki was the player's best friend. And while Minecraft has its iconic pattern-drawing craft style, Hytale takes that and essentially throws it out of the window. To craft, you simply need to have the ingredients or resources in your inventory as well as the recipe, invoking that of other similar survival titles. There are still recipes, however, these mostly appear to be scattered around the world, encouraging you to explore and find them. You'll most likely start with some base or default ones, but where you go from there is less linear. So with Hytale, you have the added benefit of progression, but you also have the tediousness. There could be hundreds if not thousands of recipes to find. Some of the beauty of Minecraft was being able to limitlessly create whatever you wanted provided you have enough materials and inventory space. Hopefully most recipes are reserved for weapons, cooking, and alchemy. Imagine spending hours just trying to get that one recipe for like a bucket. Number 3. Alchemy. Minecraft potion brewing was a later addition to the game that always felt a tad gimmicky. Brewing stands and the complex combinations of ingredients threw a lot of people off. Hytale seems to have potions as well, but we're yet to see whether they have splash or throwable ones. We know that mana, health, and various other colours point out to a heap of potential concoctions, and furthermore, an entire workbench is dedicated to alchemy, suggesting that there will be a deeply layered process to brewing. Farming. Minecraft farming is simple. Find a water block, hoe the soil, plant the seed, and wait a few days. The addition of a few more crops, extra stages, and even withering if you don't harvest them did little to flesh out farming further over the years. Minecraft's crops always had a nice, yet simplistic cultivation vibe to them, but with Hytale, we're starting to see more seasonal changes, effects on mobs like attracting birds and requiring a scarecrow, further growth stages, a watering can, fertilizer. I've been playing through Stardew Valley again recently, and I really do hope that they are able to nail the feature on the head. Cooking. Cooking in Minecraft is a simple one-act process. Plunk it in the furnace and take it out. Cooking in Hytale, however, seems to require some more preparation. On top of hunting animals and the advanced farming, we can see a specific cooking station for mixing ingredients and meal making. We can assume that recipes for these can also be found across the world. Block breaking. This one speaks for itself. Minecraft blocks have that iconic crack, and Hytale adds a nice set of particle effects to go with it. Block placement. Minecraft worlds work on a simple grid axis, and placement works with simple rotations. Hytale seems to have a similar grid system, but with more articulation between individual blocks and entities, such as with the iconic sideways half slabs that Hytale will surely be known for. Trees. In Minecraft, you punch a tree, get wood, and the tree floats. In Hytale, you punch a tree, hurt your hand, think, oh, I need to make an axe, cut tree falls down, and then you get wood. At least, that's what I've gathered. Faction reputation. As far as relations go in Minecraft, you can make villagers like you more by trading and protecting them, while making them hate you if you hit them. This doesn't have a huge impact on the game or the world at large, however. There are illagers, a technical opposing faction, and they will have scouting parties and raids occasionally, but it leaves something to be desired. From the get-go, Hytale seems to want to define several key races or factions within the world, all of which the player has individual or perhaps even linked reputation or standing with based on in-game actions and morality choices. Mob relations. Mobs are either aggressive, neutral, or passive in Minecraft. They either attack on sight, will attack you if you do first, or can't attack. Occasionally mobs may interact with one another, such as villagers and illagers, piglings and hoglins, endermen and endermites, but these ecosystem behaviours operate on a simple level. They see each other and they'll attack. Hytale allows for more advanced mob interactions, such as the case of the hunted antelope. Sabertooths will hunt in packs and seek specific prey. Stealth, aggro, and detection. There's a basic radius detection system in Minecraft for aggressive mobs, and this can sometimes be altered by time of day like with the spider. There's also behaviours for hitting neutral mobs and then becoming hostile towards you. With Hytale having so many mobs, it makes sense they'll need a lot more variation on behaviour. We've seen evidence of additional stealth and detection radius systems, like with the skeletons, saber-toothed tigers, and the spiders. Item sorting. User interface is an important part of a game, and inventory management needs to be simple and spot on. Minecraft allows for simple clicks and shift selecting to quickly drop items into storage. There's basic dragging, but no way to automatically organize things. There's also limited item stacks. Hytale seems to share the same type of system, only with the added functionality of an auto sort and priority sort for weapons, blocks, and armor. The stack limit, however, remains unknown. Foliage and fauna. Minecraft provides a great array of coloured flowers, different types of trees, and even long grass. There are things like berry bushes, and all of which spawn in various biomes. Recently, further variation has been added with nether plants and chorus fruit trees in the end. The underwater world even feels full of life since the aquatic update. I think in this case it's not just about improving, but whether Hytale can match the decorative and scenic environments of Minecraft. They've made strides towards this with biome transitions, large mountainscapes, and even biome-specific plants. Immersive sound. There's no doubt that Minecraft's soundtrack is iconic. The genius music from C418 will probably be a big nostalgic vibe for many in the years to come, but one complaint is that the mob sounds can occasionally be annoying, and a big downside is that there's no overly immersive sound effects. Hytale's new ambient system with responsive and deep sound aims to isolate the player in its own unique way, even offering an original soundtrack of their own, composed by Oscar Garvin. Crop motion and character animations. Minecraft crops are static, and the character animations are limited to sitting, swimming, and hitting. While various mods have attempted to add more dynamic movements, there's little to be done when your character has few joints. Hytale seems to exhibit crop swaying by default, and the player's character moves smoothly between positions when opening chests, watering crops, or even equipping and swinging a weapon. Bosses. Minecraft bosses are all unique. There's something special in them being so scarce, a challenge to your progression as a whole. But some prefer more milestones to prove their accomplishments. Any MMO player will know that it takes many a boss battle to create a warrior, and with Hytale being an RPG experience, we can of course expect quite a few opponents. Whether they will stand up to the likes of previously beloved big game baddies, we shall see. Dimensions. Minecraft brought us worlds that dramatically varied when stepping through a portal, and while the Nether is now getting updated, the purposes for entering both the Nether and the End have always been a little short-lived. One's a fiery wasteland, and the other is essentially an endgame boss battle. Hytale seems to have a similar thing in mind when it comes to Ultiverses, and while we know little to nothing about them as of yet, we can assume they function in a similar way to the Nether and the End, and there's a lot more of them, of course. Additionally, Hytale offers portal dungeons which can transport you into an area with different rules to the regular adventure mode, suggesting that there are various other locations connected to or outside of Orbis that we will visit along the way. Magic. Another that we don't know too much about, but of course we all know Minecraft has portals, enchanting books, potions, flying dragons, and even zombies. Hytale also wants to leave its mark with a fantasy element. We see not only all of the latter, but also spellbooks, staffs, mana, alchemy, stone ritual circles, and even elemental magic. Modding. This one is simple. Minecraft has always been difficult to code and mod. The game wasn't designed to be modded, and an API was never really added to help. The community instead created many mods themselves. Thousands, in fact. The game was radically changed in many ways despite its ugly appearance to devs and coders. Hytale will not only be easier to code in, but seeks to facilitate this more with its own custom tools made specifically to encourage community and collaboration. Many aspects of the game are designed with change in mind, from modular animal behaviours to modular model and clothing segments. Weaponry. Minecraft combat has seen many changes over the years, but the main spread of weapons has always more or less remained the same. You've got a bow, a crossbow, sword, and some damaging potions. Basically, melee and ranged, easy enough for anyone to understand. However, like with most RPGs, Hytale hopes to diversify combat by creating weapon categories. With one-handed and two-handed swords, daggers, staffs, axes, and even maces, all with varying swing or attack speeds, damage patterns, and strengths, a casual player may feel overwhelmed. But it does indicate that the team wants to aim high for weapons and combat in-game, with you choosing your own role and style. Built-in machinima tools. Minecraft really has nothing for this, but like modding, people found a way regardless. Various commands do exist to change up gameplay, like /time and /TP, creative and adventure mode also provide a few more options, such as flying shots, but other than that, there's not much to go on. Hytale likewise has inbuilt tools that still remain to be properly seen. We know that you can change things like the weather, the time, the camera rigs, monitors, special effect cubes, even different modes. We can see tools like World Edit on display as well, which will definitely help us paint scenes. Trading. Villagers can trade many items for emeralds, while piglins will barter when you drop them some gold. But that's as far as we go in Minecraft. It's fairly basic and doesn't make too much sense, what with the emerald costing varying amounts for random items. And for Hytale, we know that they want trading to be a regular thing in-game. The Clops will most likely be taking up the mantle as the recurring trader, and hopefully we can see a form of currency be confirmed at some point down the road, if not a very valuable resource that races like to trade. Emotes. Another simple one. There are no emotes in Minecraft. Hytale promises to include a full range of emotes for you to select from, however. A few can be seen exhibited in the trailer footage, in fact. Server listings. Minecraft servers are one of the most popular methods of play for people around the world. Connecting online with friends is important, and while Minecraft is a huge game, you'll notice Java's server listing in particular is fairly basic. There's just an IP input, minimal space to display an icon, no way to sort, filter, or even browse pre-existing servers. Player-hosted servers are something we see all across games, but they did introduce realms in Minecraft. Servers have never worked well with mods, however. Plugin trouble, the EULA introduction, various problems have always been plaguing the multiplayer landscape for this game. And with Hytale being from the creators of the biggest server in Minecraft, of course we can expect some improvement. In their server listing, we can see a large customizable space. Each server is directly listed and can be filtered and browsed by category. There's even looking to be an official server made and hosted by the team so that there's always somewhere for players to go. Transportation. Players have longed for some form of further transport besides boats, minecarts, and piston-operated flying machines. When Minecraft added the elytra, it felt like a great success, but they're really rare and it does limit your maneuverability. Hopefully with Hytale we won't have to create mile-long minecart tracks, and while they do have minecarts and boats, they also flaunt hot air balloons, mounts, and helicopter backpacks of some kind. Taming animals. Minecraft allows you to attract, breed, and farm regular animals. Few can be specifically tamed, but those that can become your pets. Dogs, cats, parrots. This one is the hardest to compare to Hytale. We know there will be some taming going on, you can have penned animals it seems, and we've even seen domesticated pets like cats and dogs. Trolls, in fact, use wolves to hunt. I do find it interesting to see mobs having pets as well. The closest I think we've had to this in Minecraft is the Wandering Trader and Illager Ravager. Random generations or prefabs. Minecraft's bare-bones structures work to set the stage with interesting and unique mechanics. You have the mob spawner dungeons, the riddled stronghold corridor, the trap-infested ruins, the dangerous nether fortress, and even the woodland mansion dwelling. The generation of these themselves, bar a few rules, are completely random, with biomes being even more so. Hytale has over 7,000 prefab variations in the works, with more on the way. Skeleton-defended castles, abandoned houses, interesting story-related places. There are even generations that have to spawn in specific regions. In fact, the main bulk of the story content seems specifically structured, and even the zones have a generally rough layout. with Zone 1 in the center, followed by Zone 2 in the south, and Zone 3 in the north. In some respects, beyond the deep ocean, in an area the team refers to as the Farlands, we can assume that the generations shall be more akin to Minecraft. Skins and clothing customization. Minecraft has fully customizable skins, but they are bound to a base model. There are 2 layers on the head, allowing for some fun quote-unquote hats, but there's no additional parts you can actually add. Hytale seems to allow for advanced 3D items and clothing, things like actual hats, glasses, and jewelry, but it remains to be seen if you can upload your own skins and clothing. It seems to be more limited right now to a built-in character maker like we've seen in some other popular titles. Mining. Minecraft has about 9 ores if you include quartz and the new nether debris. That's great, but for years players have tried to add more realistic veins like copper, tin, and titanium through mods and such. Cave generation has also been a long-standing generic feature, and something that the community has wanted updated for a long time. Hytale isn't necessarily going to be better at this, it's not Minetale after all. Minecraft's cave exploration is specific, but Hytale does aim to have its own set of ores, things like copper, thorium, and caving seems to be an adventure, a unique experience for each individual zone. This cave biome style is something I'm most excited for. Last but not least, story and lore. Minecraft has brief hints of story and lore, but there's very little closure as you reach the end of the game. Everything feels more like you're piecing together loose ends rather than seeing a full image. The Hytale team seem to recognize the need for a deeper story arc for the player's character, and promise rich characters, story, quests, faction relations, and even gods. And that's the end of the list. We've covered 30 basic systems and compared them between both Minecraft and Hytale. Hopefully this has given you a better image of how the two differ and how one may improve on features from another. Again, Minecraft will always be an experience that holds a strong place in people's hearts, and so the healthiest thing would be to see Hytale as a completely new, inspired experience. Make sure to join us on the Kweebec Corner Discord server, where we're now 650 plus members strong, if you want to discuss more about this sort of Hytale stuff. Follow me on Twitter too, at Kweebec Corner, where I tend to spill thoughts that may not be included in videos. Thanks as always for watching Kweebec Corner, stay safe and keep free.